Voila! Another masterpiece. But the brides-to-be are not worthy of my craft. In they come with their ignorant demands, never fully comprehending what the making of their wedding centerpiece entails, its significance. They peruse my creative works as though they were the latest trashy paperbacks. Just look at the decoration on my latest work. Look at the caramel galaxies. Look at them. These womanly, loving brides. The womanly love that they give to their grooms is nothing compared to the devotion I put in to every single cake. I am the only one who can fully appreciate their splendor. In order to give my cakes the wedding they deserve, I must find a bride. For my cakes, I will get married. Hello, dear lady. Welcome to Henry's Wedding Cake Emporium. How are you?
Hello, Henry's Wedding Cake Emporium. Welcome to Jenna's wedding plans.
Oh, you're to be married. How lovely.
Yes, I am.
And to someone else, I expect.
Well, yes, to Captain Quinn.
And you've come here to find a cake.
Well, of course.
Well, you've come to the wrong place.
Sorry?
Oh, well, there's no thing as just simple wedding cakes here, my dear. Henry's Wedding Cake Emporium sells only the most delicious, scrumptious, delightful, delectable, giddying, otherworldly cakes in all of town. Maybe the whole world.
Interesting. Something about you really speaks to me, you know, Henry.
That would be my words.
Yes, I think it is. You have a good green energy, a trustworthy aura. Right, let's talk cakes, my new thesaurus living friend.
Indeed. Now, the cake must tie together every single element. A cake is like the heart of a newborn baby boy. It's like a ballet, but you can eat it. It's like the first startled yawn of a unicorn that knows its fate. It's like an understated monologue. You follow?
No.
Okay. Catalog. No, definitely not. Ah, yes, the three-tiered traditional. A creamy Victoria sponge laced with vanilla and dressed in a thin marzipan wrap.
Looks fab, Henry.
But perhaps the lace icing trim you see in this photo isn't well matched to Madam's dress. You have chosen a dark cream satin with a 2-meter trail, I presume.
Well, sort of, I suppose. And a Lily Dash from 1982.
Well, in that case, perhaps the white chocolate diamante champagne sponge will be more to your liking.
White chocolate, eco-friendly. Bendigedig, Henry.
And here we see the soda lemon treacle sponge, decorated with Canadian Bonchance sugar bells and dancing birds.
No!
No dancing birds.
No birds, Henry, no birds.
Apparently Madam has an aversion
Birds
to
are
birds.
foul creatures from another twisted dimension. I remember well when my phobia first started. It was the day I became a woman, aged 12. It was the same day I fell off my bike and banged my head. That day, I heard what the birds were really saying.
How terrible. You fell off a bike and heard the birds.
Yes, they make my toes curl, Henry.
Well, let's have no more such awful memories.
No.
We'll find a bird-free cake.
Yes.
Madam.
Birds would ruin everything, Henry, and heaven's angels know how long I've waited for this day. You know, Henry, I never thought this day would come. I was always the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Is that not true? Is that not true? Look here, another perfect example of the woman without taste, without class, without artistic merit. How could a woman like her ever possibly appreciate the splendor of my wedding cakes? My cakes deserve a wedding with style, with grace, with panache. Oh, but I suppose she'd do. If only this woman wasn't promised to another. If only I could find my bride.
Henry, King of Cakes, how's it going?
Miles Powell.
What's up, my friend? See you with another hottie, another hot lady, another purpley cut emerald to be dropped into the sad canyon of marriage.
Oh yes, true, Miles. It's the usual beefsteak. Another sad woman marrying a man who doesn't love her.
So she'll choose the big cake then.
Yes, well, she hasn't chosen yet, but, well, I'm afraid so.
Wait a minute, I know this hot piece of bottom.
What, you know this silly bird-fearing wench?
Yeah, she was an interviewee for an interview that I interviewed for.
Oh, good gracious.
Jenna Pitata,
Another
remember?
article.
Surely indeed, my friend, my interview with Jenna may very well have been my greatest journalistic achievement. Let me refresh your memory. Today, my very dear reader, the Monkey Miles will be stepping into a world most bizarre. On this journalistic voyage, I will be investigating one of the most peculiar scientific topics.
Wait, I heard this one. It's the one about whether books have souls.
Nay.
Why old people cannot sweat.
Nay.
Oh, the language of the horse whisperer.
Nay, nay, and nay. The embarkment of myself off current is on a most curious subject, plant communication. I find plants one of the most agreeable types of animal. Indeed, my apartment is a veritable botanist's dream. Basil, Ficus robusta, and some ivy that has begun to grow inwards on itself are all welcome guests at my man-pad. In this article, I, Miles Powell, will consult the experts in a bid to uncover foliage's perhaps best kept secret. Can plants talk to one another? And what are they really saying? Perhaps there's one among us who can tell me. Jenna Pitata.
Jenna Pitata, go to Green Garden Centre, she's sick.
Jenna has been a consultant at Gringo's Gardens for the past 16 years. Who better than to tell me about the possibility of plant communication?
Oh, I've always believed it to be true, yes.
She told me.
These plants talk to each other just like you and me.
How fortunate I was, dear reader. Not only was I faced with the very real possibility that plants do indeed talk to one another, but also with full, solid evidence that this might maybe even definitely extend to interspecies communication. Caption, right. Jenna talking with her rose lily. When asked about what the plants may be saying to one another, Miss Pitata had no doubts.
These plants understand every word I say to them. They talk about the weather and who's going to drop the next seed and stuff like that. They also sometimes talk about politics and the aliens who brought them here.
When questioned further about the aliens, Miss Pitata said she could not be going on with the continuing of, if I may, as I might, the interview.
Oh, I've already said too much.
Oh yes, well this is all very interesting, Miles. How very fascinating. Look, I'm glad you're here. Maybe you can help. I'm looking for an opportunity.
An opportunity?
As you know, I own the town's most highly thought of cake emporium. Brides like Jenna Potato,
It's hot.
brides like her, come from far and wide to marvel at my wedding creations, yet every day I am forced to endure the details of their unctuous little weddings, the flowers, the decor, the guest list, all the while knowing that my cakes, my beautiful cakes, are far too beautiful for such mundane events.
Blah blah, wedding schmedding, it's all you talk about these days, Henry.
Well, you don't understand. I mean, how could you? I have to sit here and swallow up their self-absorbed clutter, the poor choice of flowers, the tasteless Bible boy ties, the tacky wall decorations, the bad seating plan, the unambitious gift list, the thick side minister, the pig carpeted venue. Do you know what I've wished for so long, Miles?
A full stop?
I dream of the day when a woman comes in here and surprises me. A woman with as much class and artistic merit as I have. A woman who is truly deserving of my caramel galaxies.
I suppose you've never found her.
I never will. Oh, I give them their sweet words and their cheesecake smiles.
Of honeyed words, but evil minds.
But I resent their stupid second-rate weddings. I am the only one who understands Henry's cakes. I am the only one who can give them the wedding they deserve.
And what do you want me to do about it, Henry? I'm a journalist, not a wedding planner.
I need you to make me a man, Miles. A woman's man. I need to find the perfect bride. One who looks nothing but divine in her slim, off-the-shoulder, silken, hand-spun, hand-laced exquisiteness of a wedding costume with 3 blushing flower girls, aged from 5 to 7, throwing rose-scented lily petals behind her as she goes.
I knew you were crazy. Getting married just so your cakes at the weddings they deserve, isn't just immoral, Henry. It's not moral.
But you can't help me. You'll help me, can't you?
I smell an article. I agree to get involved in madness, Henry. I agree to help you find a bride, to become a woman's man, to help you hide your natural
elegance.
Yes!
It must be hidden very deep, Miles. As deep as an elegance such as mine can be hidden. Teach me.
Well, what can I say? A woman's man. I suppose I scratch my chin more than you.
Like this?
Yes, but try using your whole hand.
Like this?
Yes, and try speaking in a voice like this.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Oh, there's no use, Miles. It's just too difficult.
You know what, Henry? One of the most important factors, not as of yet so far not considered, is the importance of good timing. The game of love is a tango for 2, and a desperate woman who's easy to lead can make things a lot easier.
But why would I want a desperate woman?
Because you, Henry, King of Cakes, are a desperate man.
How dare you, Look, Miles, there is a desperate woman.
Jenna! Oh, I saw your sad selfie. And I came as fast as I could. I was on my way to the park to feed the birds. But where are the birds? Oh, don't worry, no birds here, no birds, no birds. Oh, what's wrong? Hello. I've just had some terrible news. What's wrong? It's Captain Quinn.
Your fiancé.
Well, yes, well, I don't know. He just phoned me and said he's eloping to Somerset with Willow, his yoga instructor.
What, look, 2 desperate women. The jilted arm hang.
The jilted arm hang?
Yes, the jilted arm hang. The sad hanging of the arms, knowing that they and their expressionless fingers will never ever again embrace the object of their affection. She's been dumped.
It's just like that day I fell over my own foot and into a puddle, a really deep puddle, and got mud all over my brand new dress. It's just like that. Bad vibes, bad energy. I'll have to make an appointment with my nutritionist now.
To be sure, a wounded deer leaps the highest.
I should have ended it with him when I found him blow-drying his bloody socks with a hairdryer that morning. What a waste of energy that was.
It is better to be the hammer than the anvil.
Captain Quinn was always a free spirit. And now my big wedding cake gone.
The morning without him is a dwindled dawn, I'm sure. But no one worth possessing can be quite possessed.
Thank goodness for your poetry, Hella. You're so insightful, so thoughtful. And what perfect timing. Your poetic senses must have heard my grief.
Perfect timing indeed, Miles. Now all I have to do is convince one of them to marry me. Hey, what's wrong with you?
It's her, Henry.
Her?
The one with the hat on.
I think that's her hair.
I interviewed her a few weeks ago. Hella J. Gissom.
Oh, the poet! Oh, well, what's luck? I can't imagine a woman more desperate for a phony display of affection. They'll both jump at the chance to marry me. My cakes will soon shine in the glory of wedding day perfection!
Oh, my good geese. Don't look now, Jenna, but I know that guy over there.
Oh, the lovely man from the cake shop. Yes, he's called Henry, the king of the cake emporium.
No, not him, the other one. The one in the denim combo. He thinks he's a journalist.
Oh, isn't he lovely too? Yes, I know him.
He begged to interview me last month.
About your poetry?
Oh, that's what I thought. But that's not what he published. Here, take a look.
This investigation starts with some unhappy news, but is followed by some happy news. These sad and happy tidings are perhaps the perfect emotional prelude to what might very well be my most enlightening investigation thus far. The sad woman on Goose Island.
You can skip that bit. My interview starts at paragraph 4.
Goose Island may very well be the city's most top secret attraction, and I'm not one to blow anyone's cover. I simply cannot give away its location, and so will only say that Goose Island can be found somehow, somewhere within the maze that is the Bois de Vincennes, and only by those who are willing to open both their heart, mind, and soul, and take the dimension number 1 to Chateau de Vincennes, exit number 3, twin jails on the road, take a left, take a right, over the hill, and
No, skip forward.
A regular goosey heaven, and there, surrounded by her geese, as if they were her own adoring children, Hella J. Gissom. Caption, left. Hella J. Gissom with her geese. In fact, it may very well have been that her geese were her only poetry fans.
My latest poem is called The Dumpster.
She told me.
Would you like me to recite a few lines?
By all means, I replied.
The dumpster. It is my home, yet it is not. It is the night, yet it is the day. It is dirty, and yet it is clean!
I can't remember at what point I actually stopped listening. When asked about the anticipated success of her work, she may have said something like,
It is uncertain, yet it is imminent.
and so concludes my most recent investigation, but it does beg the question, is Goose Island the cause or the effect of bad poetry?
I'm sorry, Hella. I'm sure that's not the kind of publicity you were looking for.
That man wouldn't recognize talent if it poked him in the eye!
Ha! No one pokes Mars Powell in the eye. I gave your poetry the review it deserved. Even Henry can write commas better than you can.
Miles, control yourself! Remember, I have to trick one of these women into marrying me.
I suppose you think you could do better, do you? You fallopian barber!
Oh my, what language, Hella. Let's just calm ourselves, shall we?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do, yes.
Fine. You and me, Miles Powell. Poetry slam!
But to win this so-called poetry slam,
You'll never win.
yes, but if I do, then one of you two has to marry Henry.
Yes!
What?
You heard me. If I win, then we win Henry a bride.
Fine. If you win, which you won't, Jenna will marry Henry.
What? Are you sure about this now, Hella?
Don't worry, this woeful beetle's got no chance.
And yet he has.
So how does it work, this poetry slam? Is it going to win me a woman?
I think to make things more interesting, they've chosen a poetry slam with a spin.
Drop the beat!
As a poet with enormous credibility, like the incredible, non-edible McMaster G, I'll take the floor.
Come on, get on the floor!
And I'll slap it in your face.
Female aggression gun in your face because I can.
Baby blue of the I need you of the bang to bang bang. Baby, I can. I do the can, baby. My lines span metaphysical reality. Even though I somehow became an MC. Instead, I eat bread.
She eats bread!
Good round here gets my boat a-rowing, gets my creative juices flowing. Miles of journalistic fan. Woo! Writes bogus lines, he truly redefines the meaning of the word flatulence. Not once has he had a significant cash advance. His weird friend Henry is a piece of work. His obsession with the wedding and his cake-covered smirk. He's of honeyed words, but he hates the brides. King of cakes, got a twisted mind.
I slam because I can, and I am, and I see, and Henry, he's like a tree with no leaves. He's like a Paris refugee. He's gonna marry. He's gonna marry one of you two.
You'll have to do better than that, Miles Powell. You're gonna taste my foul scowl. Your lines are unilateral, you have no collateral. International, compatible, sabbatical, horse mackerel. Captain my mind with an unending thesaurus. The only thing that's hard is that slam don't have a chorus.
So. He don't love me, and I know now.
So, you and me make wedding vow now.
She's scared of birds.
Birds?
Birds.
I'm really scared of birds. Yes, I am.
And that, dear lady, well, I simply don't understand. Because your story was about falling off a bicycle. I really don't see what the connection is on the one hand between falling off a bicycle and on the other hand between birds. They just...
Stop right there, King of Cake. You may indeed know how to bake, but I'm gonna lay it down and I'm gonna say it too. Your slam skills are lacking. It's not quite for you.
Same goes for me. I'm like an egg that is beaten. This girl's really good, so I'm gonna retreat her. No. King of Cakes has lost the show now. Sorry, Henry, she was just too strong for me.
We didn't win?
No, but I think I'll marry you anyway.
Really?
Really.
Really?
You have this good green energy about you. This trustworthy aura. It was as if the world was trying to tell me something and all I had to do was listen.
What's that?
It's a
It's a bird! No!
Jenna!
My bride's gone. My arms hang loosely by my side. My cakes! My sweet darlings. They will never be showcased in the way that they deserve. There will be no perfect wedding!
A sorry end to poor Henry's flight, and a sore blow to my own self-esteem in this which will be my last investigation as a journalist, before taking up my career as a poet, stroke master of MCs, stroke barman, stroke fireman, stroke part-time porn actor if you're looking. I have learnt a lot. I have learned about the power of love, about the perfection of cake baking, but above all, how a bad poetry review can lead to a bad poetry slam. Caption left. Henry King of Cakes with his jilted arm hang. All that's left for me to do is to thank you, dear reader, and wish you all a very, very good night. Good night.